Hello, you're welcome. Today is another day of health education. So we are just going to run briefly through what we know as peptic ulcer disease. Peptic ulcer disease is a very common issue among us, but most of us tend to commonize it because we feel that it's normal. No, it's not normal. It's not supposed to be something that you have to go through on a daily basis, and you are supposed to handle it as soon as it comes before it becomes an issue. So what is this peptic ulcer that we are talking about? Peptic ulcer is when you have open sores on your stomach or your intestine, when there are sores. And what can cause these sores? Sometimes when there is excessive gastric acid secretion, that is when the stomach is producing too much acid, it can lead to sores in the stomach. Another issue is infection. Infection caused by this a microorganism called Helicobacter pylori can also cause stomach ulcer. Then when you are drinking too much, that's excessive alcohol, it can cause it. When you are smoking too much, excessive smoke, it can cause it. Then when you are going through so much stress in life, so much stress, when the stress is above your limits, it can also cause stomach ulcer. Some people just feel that it's when they don't eat on time that they get this ulcer. Of course, it can also result to it, but that's not just the only cause of ulcer. So there are other triggers that can also result to ulcer, like I just explained. The most common one is the one that is caused by long-term use of medications called NSAIDs. Most of these medications are bought over the counter. The ones that we are familiar with is like the ibuprofen. We also know the aspirin. Some of us just go to the chemist shop, or we just go to the any dispensary and say, hey, I have body pain, mix some medications for me. You don't even know what they are mixing for you. And then over time, when you continue taking these medications, especially the ones that contains these anti-inflammatory drugs, ibuprofen or aspirin, this, if you are taking it over time, it tends to start causing this stomach linings to have develop open sores. It can even result to GI bleed. So when you are before you take medications, know what the medication is for, the purpose, and the indication for use. Don't just go over to a chemist and say, hey, miss medications for me, let me take it, I will feel better. You might feel better at that minute, but it's the aftermath effect that we are talking about. So make sure you are buying medications that are prescribed for you. That is what I'm trying to talk about. Then what are the signs and symptoms? How do you know that you have a stomach ulcer? Sometimes you have a burning pain on the upper part of your stomach. Sometimes you have a nausea, like you are feeling as if you want to vomit. Sometimes you feel bloated. Sometimes you will be losing weight. Sometimes you don't want to eat. You lost appetite. Some people's ulcer can be so bad, they will be rolling on the floor. It will be as if it's an impending doom. They want to die immediately. Some people's ulcer are as bad as that because I've gone through it at a stage in life. That's why I know based on my own experience. Some can have blood in the stool. When you start having blood in the stool or you start vomiting blood, guys, immediately seek for help. Even before you get to that stage, seek for help. Because when you start vomiting blood or you start passing out blood in stool, or then you know that there is bleeding somewhere, there's already a GI bleeding, and it's not something that you should sit down at home and be managing by yourself. And how do you avoid this ulcer that we are talking about? Whatever you know that is causing your own trigger is not what causes for A that causes for B. So that is why it is not the solution for A that is the solution for B. If you know that you are smoking, anytime you smoke, you feel that pain, then try and quit smoking. If it is drinking, try and quit drinking. If it is a spicy food, maybe you like food that contains a lot of fats, you try and avoid such food. Then if you like very hot, spicy food, that's food that is hot and you have a lot of pepper, especially we from the southern parts or from Africa, we love to eat food that is spicy. So if the food is too spicy and you are eating it consistently over time, then it can also lead to the corrosion of the abdominal lining. So those things that you know can cause trigger for you. My friends, try as much as possible to stay away from it. Stay away from it. And then you have to work on your lifestyle. Work on your lifestyle. The kind of food that you will eat will be bland diet, not the ones that have too much spices, not the one that can aggravate the ulcer, not fried foods. You should avoid those kind of foods for that period that you have that burning sensation in the stomach. And also you should increase fluid intake, increase water, try and take more water. And if it is stress, try as much as possible to work on yourself and try and limit stress as much as you can. Exercise regularly, try and get good sleep, and talk to your healthcare provider about it. Then there are medications you can also use for it. Don't just go over to any shop and say, hey, I want to get medication, because they can give you what you don't even know about. Try and see a healthcare provider who will prescribe some medications for you. And these medications is not what you just take for 2 days, 3 days, then when the pain subside, you quit. No, you have to take it for a while. Take the medications for a while, and then if they prescribe it for maybe over a course of 3 weeks, 1 month, some people can go as much as 2 months, some 3 months, they are still on medications known as histamine 2 blockers or proton pump inhibitors. So you continue taking these medications until those ulcers are healed, until they are healed completely, and then whatever is causing triggers, you avoid it. So if the complication of this ulcer is, if you don't treat it with time, it can develop to something else. The ulcers will continue increasing, the complication would tend to intensify with time. With time, there will be GI bleeding. There might even be perforations, that's holes. It will be there will be corrosion in the lining of the stomach. And so because it is treatable, it is good for you to treat it as soon as possible. Treat it as soon as possible, and with time you won't even feel it anymore. But if you leave it, when it comes, you just take maybe this liquid that we drink, Mismark, you just take it as it subside, then you continue with your lifestyle. No, once you take it, it subside, take your medications, finish your course. If it is infection, they might prescribe antibiotics for you. So you take your medications and try and finish it as it is scheduled. So with time, you will see that this issue is resolved completely. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, share. If you have experienced this in one stage or the other before, drop your comment, and I want to see, hear, and know your experiences. Thank you so much for listening, guys.